I'm so excited to tell you about this podcast. It's called the DK Project, but it's really the Darren Show. So thanks for tuning in. You're going to want to sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
Let's go! It's my favorite time of the week, podcast listeners. It's time for the DK Project. Hey, this week we're getting a late show out because everybody has been so busy with everything that I decided to throw a solo show out just to keep things rolling along. Not a problem here in Project Land. So I fired up the studio, put together a collection of some greatest hits of sorts from the latter section here from the Dave episodes. But first off, I wanted to get through a couple of things that have been chapping my hide. A couple of strange items that we need to note. Number one, what a Gopher weekend here in podcast land. The Minnesota Gophers took the Penn State Nittany Lions yesterday. That was kind of a interesting deal when we 8-0 going up against 8-0. It was definitely a different set of arrangements from prior years. The Gophers, coming in strong. The old PJ Fleck just signed a serious contract with a major buyout, so he's going to stick around for a while, which I like to hear. But, the Nittany Lions coming into town, that's a big, big contest. So we had our work cut out for us, had a great showing, sold out at TCF Bank, which is awesome. And what a great game it was, back and forth. The Gophers got up early, and that was a plus, because I think if you get some motion, get some traction right in the beginning, life gets a lot easier throughout the game. That's in any sport. But they ended up with an interception right at the end where Penn State could have taken it, but would have made it real difficult on the Gopher to come back. But they ended up intercepting it there at the 1 minute 23 second mark, and that sealed the deal. So the Gophers go to 9-0 for the first time since like 1923 or something, like forever. So congratulations to the Gopher football team. Outstanding work. And hey, the weather finally cooperated for these guys. We were able to keep the rain away and get the temperature up into, I don't know, we probably hit high 30s, low 40s, which to the rest of the world is freezing, but to us Minnesotans this time of year, that is a warm day. So then we rolled into some Gopher puck. I believe they had Michigan at Yost Arena, so we were away on that one over in Ann Arbor, and the Gopher hockey pulled it out also. They ended up 3-1 on Michigan. They look good. That new freshman goalie they got, last name is Moe, Jared Moe. He's had 38 saves, only let one in, so that was good. Michigan definitely outshot the Gophers, but we definitely had more saves, which was awesome. So great job to the Gopher hockey. And then we rounded the night off with a little, actually the Wild played last night too. Total sports day, but we rounded the night off with the Gopher basketball, and they had they did their annual trip over to Sioux Falls for it was like college or coaches for cancer or something like that, which is a great deal. But that arena that they played in was only built like 6 years ago, and they built the floor to make it look like it was a old school basketball dungeon type thing. And boy, that floor just looked like crap. But I guess it played well. But the Gopher basketball team came up short. They didn't come to play. I really think that they're young. They got this new kid that's really solid. His last name's Carr, but just killed it. But they were playing Oklahoma, and we were actually the home team, but we were away, and that was at Sioux Falls, like I said. And it was a good game, but that Gabe Kelcher got into foul trouble, and he didn't produce like they need him to. He's got to hit it hard if the Gophers are going to win, because him and the center, what is it, Oturo or something? They kind of carry the team. They got to be on their A game, otherwise it's going to be a long year. So they didn't They didn't come out on top. Oklahoma 71, Minnesota Gophers 62. But it was a good game. It's always nice to see the old Gopher basketball and hockey back in action. So it was a huge Gopher day. Two teams got the win. One team got the loss. And the Wild ended up out in Arizona, and they ended up with a win. They were down from the start and came back to get the W, which is good because they've been struggling on the road. So anyway, on to bigger matters. Hey, I had a crazy week, and I was really looking to bend Dave's ear on this thing, but we have some limitations out here in my neck of the woods where a lot of places have all these options for internet, phone, whatever. So I have Frontier Communications. That's the only option I have at the studio. The cable company said it's just too expensive for them to get cable to me because I'm kind of the only business in a 1 block radius here. So I go with Frontier, and they've just been a struggle, and I've heard bad things. Every time you deal with them, it's just horrible. So I ended up calling them this week because I haven't been getting a bill. And since I didn't get a bill, they ended up shutting my service off. So I ended up calling them and saying, hey, I don't understand what the problem is. Well, they have a security thing where you cannot talk to anyone unless you have a code that's on the bill. And I said, well, I didn't get a bill, so there's no way I can give you that code. Well, if we can't verify you, then we can't talk to you. And I say to them, well, here's the deal. I'm trying to give you money. I want to get my service on. And here's what I need to do. Nope, can't do it. 13 transfers. I'm pulling my hair out. I was actually on my cellular phone. So I ended up going home, and my wife is looking at me like, what are you doing? You know, like you're getting a little angry. And at some point you end up tipping into a little fired up because it's a little bit ridiculous to think that trying to give these guys money to get my service back working is such a chore. So I ended up getting into it with them. And a while back they had upgraded me to 90 meg, internet, so I needed a new modem. Well, they came out and they said, well, we're going to give you a 12 meg modem and a 90 meg modem, and you'll have two modems, you'll have 2 services, it'll be good for you. I'm like, I don't need 2 services. I'm one guy, 1 studio, 1 office, 1 phone. Let's keep it simple. No, it's free. Just take it. So, all right, whatever, I take it. Well, in my course of my 17 transfers and trying to keep my cool with these clowns at Frontier, they let me know that I'm paying for this extra modem and that if I wanted to cancel, because finally I got to the point where I said, you know what, just cancel the phone, cancel everything. All they need is internet. I just want to keep it as basic as possible. Well, then they tell me I have an early termination fee, which just blew me over the edge. I'm like, how can I have an early termination fee? I've been with you guys for 4 or 5 years. Well, you signed another 1-year contract when you got the additional modems a month ago. I said, well, I didn't know that I was renewing a contract, and I didn't ask for the second modem. Round and round we go, round and round we go. And all of a sudden the guy says to me, well, we can go back and listen to the tape to see if we can give you, waive the early termination fee if you do want to cancel. And I'm thinking to myself, if I get these guys to cancel, inevitably they're going to cancel my internet. I'm just going to be totally nuked. So I end up going and getting the 18th person, which was a somewhat decent guy, and he understands what's going on. This was Tuesday of this week. And he says, we'll get somebody out there, we'll get your phone working, and we'll get rid of that other modem, which will save you $20 a month, blah, 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 blah. And today is Sunday. We're recording this, and still no office phone. They still haven't made it out, which is absolutely blow me away incredible that they are just this powerhouse that you cannot do anything about. Like, you can't go into the office and say, hey, I want to talk to Bob about my phone service, because they're not available. It's not an option. Frontier is the worst run company on the face of the earth. I would never in a million years recommend anybody do business with them. But if you live in my area and you want to have a phone, you have to use Frontier. There are some cable options, one cable company option, which they're just as bad, because you call into these people's 1-800 number and it goes off into the abyss, and you don't know who you're going to get. You don't know what country they're in. Some of them don't speak English real well, and it's a struggle to communicate anything. And they immediately go to their old script that they've been given. Oh, well, I need you to hit the reset button, and I need you to wait 5 minutes, and then I need you to... not everything can be fixed with a reset button. So I struggle with Frontier. So if you have an option and you're in a Frontier area, avoid them like the plague. They are the worst run company that I've ever dealt with. I can't even explain. And I've got, Big Easy from the show. He's had battles with Frontier. They're just the worst company you could imagine. So if you have any other option and can avoid them, I would strongly recommend it. I don't advise anyone to get in with those clowns. They're just horrible. Just horrible. But otherwise, big week. We had, we got mom in the hospital. She's in the rehab center. She's making progress, which is good. Made it out to visit her a little bit earlier in the week, but been working on a couple of projects. Had a small gas leak yesterday at one of my properties. That is always fun. So it's been a crazy week with everybody being busy. I believe Dave was locked in the studio with the band recording a new album this week. So he's been off the grid, which makes it difficult to get a show arranged. And a last minute guest is never easy to do. So I decided I would throw this out there, do a little, salute to the Gophers. Outstanding work. I definitely think this is going to be a good season. And the football team is for real, because as a Minnesota fan, you are completely ready for them to go down in flames at any point, because that's what happens to Minnesota teams. They just shit the bed whenever they get to the big game. And yesterday the Gophers got to the big game and they produced. They came out with a win. They battled, and boy, what a showing, man! That field filled up with fans. It's I'm sure you've seen pictures because the media is all over it. But outstanding work from the Minnesota Gopher football, and hopefully good things. So stay tuned for that. We will be back on track with another show coming out probably Friday. So stay tuned for that. Look for us on the Bob Sansevier Show. I do Bob Sansevier Show on Tuesdays with Bernie, the dentist, and Sal, and the guy from Valhalla. I mean, everybody, it's a good little group, and they're really starting to gel over there. So tune into that one on the BS Network, and or what is it, the BS Show, and we will keep things rolling, keep it interesting. So if you got any show ideas or any input, feel free to contact us at the DKProjectPodcast.com, or you can send an email direct at the DKProjectPodcast@gmail.com, and we will get your email on the show, or take it under advisement to see how we can improve and make things better. So until next week, here's some look back at memory lane on some of the highlights over the last episode. So everyone have a good week, and tune in for the show on Friday. I'm in Austin, and they got scooters everywhere. And I rented the scooter, and I'm like, I'm going to go way out. So I went out, crossed the bridge, a good 2 miles from my crib, and my battery's dead.
What, on the scooter?
Yeah. Luckily, they're everywhere. So she goes, well, you know what? Yeah, you can actually go into Uber and choose the scooter app and drive a Uber scooter.
Oh, this is the scooter, like they're on the streets that you rent and drop it off.
Yeah, just leave.
Yeah, not like you're not renting one from like a scooter.
No.
Like
they're on every corner, and then when you're done, evidently you just throw it as far as you can into the bushes, because that's what this trash.
Very progressive.
It's like Key West, kind of.
Yeah, right. Well, they're push scooters. They're not riders. I don't know what they have in Key West. I haven't been there in a while.
No, it's the opposite, Dave, because that's what I was thinking. Scooters in Key West are like you go to the store, you rent one, and it's like like it's like a Vespa.
You scan your app on the handlebar, it turns it on, and you go.
Oh, geez, and you push it?
Yeah, push scooter. Well, you push it to get it going. So anyway, I'm like, all right, I jump on an Uber scooter now, full battery. I can go all day. I got like 3 hours. So I hop on this thing. I'm flying. It's like 100 degrees out. So I'm sweating like a beast. I was just looking for a word there. I'm sweating like a beast.
I'm sweating like a sumna bitch.
No, I was sweating like Dave going in for his physical. And I'm cruising around, and it's kind of cool because they move at about 12 miles an hour. So you're rolling up and down, and there's food trucks everywhere. There's 1,000 scooters. There's 1,000 food trucks. It's seriously, it's food everywhere. So I'm cruising on this scooter, right? Just having the time of my life because I'm scootering, right? Well, I go by and they have this huge campus for School of the Deaf. There's a big, like a block, and I'm on the back side of it, and I'm hauling pretty good. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, and I'm thinking to myself, this sounds bad, which we might have to censor, but I'm thinking of like, there's a lot of jokes you could come up with when you're driving by the School of the Deaf, right? Like, you know, I mean, it just is. And then I look up, crap, curb. And I've got some freestyle bike skills in my past.
Oh, did you bunny hop?
So I'm like, I need to throw a hop on this thing rapid. And I didn't. I got the front wheel up, the back wheel hit, and I went over. So I'm rolling down the road on a busy road, and the scooter flies out, crash. And I'm down.
Oh, boy.
All these cars are honking. People are yelling out their window. And I'm like, oh, man, I just laid her down.
Are they cheering you on? Or are they heckling you?
There were some encouraging yells, but nobody pulled over to help.
Right. A whole school of deaf people just pointing.
Yeah, I'm over here on 7, and I got a big fat guy who just laid down a scooter. We're going to need to get a chopper in here. No, I went out, and so I picked the scooter up, and my hands are bleeding, because I went down on concrete. And I hop on the scooter, and I'm like, I just gotta leave the area. I can't, otherwise someone is gonna pull over, and I'm gonna have to answer some questions. I ain't been drinking ossifer, but I want to get out of the area. So I'm hauling down the deal, and I'm riding on the sidewalk, which I guess you just don't do. You should ride on the road because otherwise you could crash.
Right.
So anyway, I'm rolling down the road. I get about 1.5 miles away after I gathered up my pride and rolled down the road. I stop at the stop sign, and I'm like, I should check the map to see how I'm doing on time and whatever. Crap. My phone's gone.
Oh.
I lost it in the accident. So I'm like, I got to go back to the scene of the accident.
No,
I got to go back.
Got CSI out there and everything.
Oh, man. So I go back up to the scene of the crime, and I'm like, please be there. Because if you don't have your phone, you can't.
You're traveling.
You can't shut the damn scooter off.
Right.
So I would have to have then kept the scooter with me until I could find something.
Carry it up to your room.
Yes, I'd have to ride it through the Four Seasons to my room. And it'd be like, dude, I lost my phone. What do you want me to do?
But I mean, didn't you panic? Like that's where your airline information is on. You scan your phone at that's a game changer if you lose your phone when you're traveling.
That's a big deal.
Given that I was already sweating profusely, bleeding a little bit, and had absolutely no pride left, the phone was a bit of a concern, but not the highest priority. We're talking concussion, dude. Like, I needed to check myself.
Did you hit the noggin?
Not that I remember. Hey, this could be related to the losing the car incident.
It could be.
Who are you again? And you were Chuck Knobloch. Right. Hey, so anyway, I go back up to the scene of the crime, and there it is, laying right there in the grass, me phone.
Waiting for you.
Full circle, baby. Not a scratch on her. Throw it in the pocket, and I'm like, I got to get rid of the scooter, man. This is not safe. Like, I'm stone sober, and I'm having trouble navigating the scooter because I did lay her down.
Stone sober crashing scooter.
Well, then you start overthinking it, and now you're concerned about laying it down again.
I can't even possibly grab the air that I was grabbing earlier. I mean, the jumps are smaller. I'm being much more conservative on my ramp riding. I mean, what are you going to do? I totally had to park my ride and get back to my safe place. So
I walk like regular people.
My hands were cut up. My shoulder. I had like yellow curb paint on my shoulder. So you know what I did? You know what I did? I immediately went to the hotel and see if they had a masseuse because I knew I was going to be sore the next day. I mean, it's the right thing to do.
That's a good move.
You got to work the bugs out, but they didn't have one that I could afford.
I'm gonna go to the masseuse today. I'm gonna go to the masseuse just in case I get in an accident tomorrow.
Yeah,
It
was crazy. Rattlesnakes. We're going from one snake to another snake. So we have a problem right now. About, what is that, 2 hours south of here, southeast?
Yeah.
Winona, Minnesota. We got a rattlesnake problem. Now, one of the reasons why I live in Minnesota is because they don't have rattlesnakes.
Right.
It says we got a problem. There's a bunch of people
was that your attempt at a rattlesnake?
No, that's me looking for my story on my deal. Can the average 41-year-old man outrun a snake?
Sure.
Ah, man, I don't know. They didn't answer it.
Well, think about it. If you're running, you're probably taking
I don't think
5
you
foot
can.
steps. Well, yeah, because each step you're 5 feet away from the snake. The snake doesn't have legs. It can't take 5 foot steps.
No way, dude. That snake's going to fly.
No.
I'm telling you. So you go down to Winona, and they have a snake problem, and the locals are concerned. It's not, well, they have been here, but they're not as heavy duty as they are now. Like, they're everywhere. Like, they're concerned, where they're holding meetings to see what to do with them.
About like city council snake meetings.
Like, what do we do with all these rattlesnakes? Because people are a little frightened. Which
This is
fine.
why Steve Irwin didn't need to die.
Well, I don't think it was a choice.
Well, I know, but the crocodile hunter could get that snake problem jiffied up in a heartbeat.
What we have here is a timber rattler down in Winona, Minnesota. I'm going to fly down to get the dang thing done and kill all the snakes.
Oh, he's a crikey little bunk.
Oh, yes. Oh, crikey. This crikey. So they're not going to kill all the snakes because they're saying, hey, if they're not bothering people, let's let it roll. But, you know, I was at a festival in the local town here, and some kid walking around with a little alligator. Now, how do you think alligators are going to get here and live in this world? Is with people bringing
Back up.
them in.
What do you mean he's walking around with an
He had
alligator?
an alligator on a leash, thinking it was funny. A baby one, not a big one. You know, like a little 3 or 4 footer.
That's not funny.
No, it's not. But that's how these things get started. Now, all of a sudden, we're going to have a gator epidemic, man. They're going to be everywhere. Because they can't live in the winter.
I bet you can run away from them in the winter, though.
A gator?
Yeah, because they're cold-blooded.
Turn them into stew.
Yeah.
Well, and that's these snakes.
Gator
They got to
tail
go into the
stew.
caves and stuff. But I think you should Google that. Can you outrun a snake? And do you go right into serpentine?
You might have to counteract.
But wait a minute. I got to go the opposite way he's going,
Right.
just to gain more distance on him. That could
maybe
be.
like
I don't know.
I bet you can't like run out maybe a black mamba or some shit from
you can't-
Africa,
you
like
can't
some
say black
real
mamba.
nasty ass steak.
But
these are rattlers.
Can
Yeah,
I
you can.
outrun a snake? Rattlesnake. Rattlesnakes are biters, right?
Well, yeah, that's what they do. They have fangs.
Which ones are the squeezers?
Boa constrictors, constricting snakes squeeze.
Oh, look at
Venomous viper type snakes, but vipers and venomous snake, they're somewhat different.
Have you ever been bit by a rattlesnake?
No, I've had
you've been bit by a snake?
I've had a tussle with a gardener before
Oh, Christ.
when I was a
That
kid.
doesn't even count. You know, I was out on an island
Sure
out
it
here on the
counts.
lake, and there was nothing. You know, there's one guy who owns the whole island. Snakes everywhere, like nothing big, just little gardeners. Here we go. Rattlesnake speeds have not been specifically measured, but they likely travel at about 2 to 3 miles per hour in a very short burst. In comparison, the fastest humans can run up to 28 miles an hour. Come on. Can you run 28 miles an hour? No way.
That's like Jesse Owens. I bet Jesse Owens and
The average human could outrun a rattlesnake. Well, there you go.
yeah, and we're below average. I still think we could outrun the
I
rattlesnake.
know I can do more than 2 to 3 miles an hour.
For a short burst.
Wow.
What do you have, 50 feet in there? Fuck, you can hide from it at that point. Although
here
they
we go.
do have that
The black
sensor
mamba,
shit. Yeah.
The current record holder for the fastest snake can go 12 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
The average human runs 15. Now, that's too close.
Yeah.
That's too close because I'm below average.
Right.
So I do not want to face a black mamba.
That's what I was saying. And now you understood why I brought it up.
That's the most deadliest snake there is, right?
I have this, one of them, yeah. But here's the problem I have. I was reading this book. There's this Memory Man series books out and stuff like that about this guy that has this picture perfect memory, and it's basically photographic, and he remembers everything. I don't have that, but I remember like almost everything. That's why I brought the black mamba up. So
Hey,
at
black
some
mamba.
point, it
Mamba
probably
down.
was Steve Irwin fighting with the black mamba. I learned that they're the fastest snake in the world, and that's why I brought it up. I mean, we were talking about Einstein, but I don't know, man.
You know what? I'm down with the black mamba. I know of it.
You do?
But I still think...
Where does it live?
Its origin?
Yeah.
It's in the black mamba region of the black mamba knees. You know what? I don't think I want to disclose that information because...
You don't want people going looking for it?
Right. Then they're going to drag the little slimy bastards back here to my zone, and I'm going to have alligators, rattlesnakes, and black mambas.
And you're going to have to amp up your speed.
The only thing that's going to be good about the black mamba running 12 miles an hour and me maybe running 12 miles an hour is I'm going to be dropping hot stool on that thing, and it's not going to be able to see or have any sense because I will be shitting my pants. My pantaloons will have stool. Big time. Running and shitting.
There's all sorts of poisonous.
Are you going to die immediately if you get stung by a black mamba?
Well, it's not stung. It's bit.
Dude, you don't have to be so critical of everything. So if you get bit by a black mamba, I'm going to bring one in for show and tell next week.
I don't think you die immediately, but I think you're in big trouble. I think it sucks, yeah.
Really?
Probably within 3 hours.
I'll say, how long do you have after a black mamba bite? Yeah. Researching the snake trivia at hand as we go down the snake hole. If you are bitten by a rattlesnake, you should reach medical help within 30 minutes. If the bite is left untreated, your body functions will break down over a period of 2 to 3 days. Okay? Mm-hmm. Fast forward. Same stats, black mamba. 20 minutes after you're bitten, you'll lose the ability to talk. After an hour, you're probably comatose. And by 6 hours without an antidote, you're dead.
Yeah.
That's what it says right on the Google.
Yeah.
You are dead.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Listen to this. I'm off the snakes right now.
Okay.
Couple strange things happened while I was there.
What?
One is I totally... we were cruising around on Saturday. We had to go here, there, whatever, all over the place. And I see this, like, truck cop vehicle behind me. So I'm, like, minding my P's and Q's, and I'm on a bridge.
Like an SUV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, the lights come on,
Could've just
right?
said that.
Lights come on, small stool in my pants. I'm like, Jesus, I don't want to deal with
What
an
if you had a
out-of-state
couple
ticket.
Virgin Bloody Marys?
Couple Virgos. Heavy on the celery sticks. Anyway, so this truck, I pull over, right away. I'm still on the bridge. This truck goes past me, like, takes a hard left in front of me. So, like, I'm looking at the driver's door of this vehicle. And the lights are on, sirens are on. I'm like, whoa, like, this is big. He must have saw me at the Virgin Bloody Mary bar.
Right.
And then another car comes up. And all of a sudden, there's there's 5 total cop cars. I'm like, well, this ain't for me. This is...
Could I let the studio audience know quick that he just said 5 cop cars and he held up 4 fingers and he was just absolutely 100% sure about it.
I forgot this middle one.
No, you just went like,
I left this middle one down earlier, but now I'm going to put the middle one up. Because I was between 3 and 5. I went with 4.
Okay.
Shut up, Dave. It's my story.
All right.
So anyway, 5 cop cars.
All right.
Are everywhere. And I'm like, what the hell? And Cole, my college kid, goes, the Florida Panthers are going to the stadium. Carolina Panthers. Son of a bitch. That's an edit. Carolina Panthers are going to the stadium.
Yeah.
3 buses, 5 cop cars to get them from their hotel to the stadium.
And they just cut you off to make sure.
I thought it was a terrorist attack. I'm like looking for my service weapon in the rental car. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Sure as shit. We're just moving the Panther. Thanks, Cam Newton.
God, he sucks. I cut him off my
What
fantasy
does that
team.
cost? I mean, really?
I don't know. A lot.
I'm like, I thought, I don't know. I was like, what? That's extreme amount of security and police escort for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, come on.
I mean, I could understand.
It's not like Don Felder's in town. Stop the presses.
I know.
Oh, formerly of the Eagles. So yeah, I was like blown away. So anyway, we followed him down the road a little bit. I got a little footage for the old Instagram. That was a big deal. So fast forward to Sunday, and I had called. I got a realtor out there that I work with, and I'm like, I should probably peep a little real estate, just to see what's going on out here. And it's like condo mania. There's condos everywhere.
Right.
So I got the wife and the 13-year-old in the car, and we're rolling. We go look at the first one, not so great. Go look at the second one, somewhat okay, but not a great area. So we're rolling down the road to go to the next one. And the wife's like, and there's a gal jogging. And the wife's like, I think that lady's naked. I said,
what?
I said, hold on, let me get a closer look.
Let me turn around and I'll let you know.
No, she's in front of us.
Well, yeah, but you got to go by when you turn around, you can see the front.
Well, this is just it.
The cannolis.
No. Only from the bottom down.
What?
Yeah, top covered, bottom naked.
No way.
I shit you not. So she's jogging, and it totally. Well, let me finish the story. Let me finish the story.
No.
So I'm pulling up, and I kind of slow down, but I didn't want to look weird, like I was slowing down, because it was weird, And so this gal's running. She's got a top on, and then she's got like a shirt that she's holding over her front parts, but everything else is naked.
Like her ass is naked.
Yeah, basically that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
She had something covering up her front hoo-ha area.
Her bajibba.
Her bajibba had a sweater on.
All right. Okay.
So I'm cruising and I'm like, yep. And there's these two people standing there, right? And this is like a townhouse development where you can run in and then run right into your unit. So this lady's running down the road. We look over and we're like, what the hell? And these two people are standing there. It looked like a mom and a dad. And they just give us the thumbs up and the big smirk.
Was she being chased? I mean, what was going on?
No, I think she lost a bet. So she had to run and get the mail with no pants on.
So she's running with her hoo-ha out.
Well,
covered.
Her back hoo-ha.
See, here's the thing I don't get. Can you imagine as a guy jogging naked? I mean, you'd have the boys just slapping against each thigh. I mean, talk about chafing.
I'm out.
No, it would be no good.
You know what, though?
You'd bruise them.
Here's the deal. I'm thinking she lost a bet.
You got to tighten
and
them
she had to
up.
go get the mail with no bottoms on.
Why are you going with getting the mail? What if
she
just had to run around the block?
Well, because she was across the street and came across the road, and it was just weird. But I'm like,
was she cute?
I can't comment. I mean, she was okay. It wasn't bad to look at.
Wasn't like Rosie O'Donnell running across the street.
It was 8 beers, maybe.
Right.
Anyway,
okay, gotcha.
So that was, and I got the 13-year-old in the back. I'm like, dude, because he's in his little video game thing, right?
I bet he woke up real quick.
I'm like, hey, dude, naked chick. So all of a sudden he takes time to look over and see what's happening. I'm like, oh, so that's what it takes to get you off your little phone? Because he was, God, that damn phone, man. And now they have Mario Kart on the iPhone. So I'm never getting him back. He's going to be.
No, he's gone.
He's gone. It's over. It's done. But so I'm like, this is the weirdest thing ever. You just don't see that.
No.
But I go back to, I don't know, whatever, 5, 7, 8 shows ago when I brought this up. How long do you think it is before the women's equal rights thing takes over and they don't have to wear shirts anymore either? You know it's coming.
Oh, my God. They just did this in Colorado. No, they just did this in Colorado where they made it legal for women to walk around with no tops on.
Come on.
I swear to the Lord.
God, I want to move to Colorado.
I know.
Sunshine,
well, maybe. But when I saw the ad for it.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure that the people that are walking around with no tops on are the people you want to see walking around with no tops on.
That's usually the case. You get into these...
hairy arm. I mean, I don't know.
I'm running and I've fallen down and there's some stool in my pants.
Oh my God.
Spandex. You got to do that in a marathon. Are you ready for that?
Shit yourself?
Marathon guys just shit where they're running. They don't even stop.
No,
you can't stop. You just got to run through it.
I have been, now that you've brought this type of bathroom talk up, I've been somewhat debating whether or not would like bring this up today. But I had an unfortunate bathroom incident this morning.
Today?
Yeah.
After the run? Post-run loose stool?
Yeah, well, let's just say
We don't normally do bathroom talk.
let's just say I was getting in the shower. So I was in my bathroom naked.
And you got a 911?
Well, there was a situation.
Hot lead.
Yep. So no one's around. Obviously, I'm in the bathroom by myself. Wife's sleeping, dogs are sleeping, grandma's up on the couch reading, but she's 100 and 200 feet away.
So
And I have to toot.
You gambled and lost.
So I didn't, I was below the hard deck, but there was no danger. I don't know what happened. So I just decided I'd let it go before I got in the shower, and a little
you don't
missile.
lock that in the shower.
Nope, a little missile shot out and hit the floor. Yep. That's what happened to me today. So I was just like, there was a bogey in the way, and I had no idea.
Too close for missiles, switching to guns. That is awesome.
What happened?
Wow, what a day you're having.
So I had to clean that up. I got the shower running, but it wasn't a big deal. It was just a little dollop in the way.
Just a little friendly. That is awesome.
Shot out of there like it was shot out of a Roman candle.
You think from running you're losing track? You can't hold your bowels or what?
I don't know, but it shot out of there like a Roman candle, man. It just bam. It was like
you should have left it for the wife.
I almost screamed in horror. So then I composed.
You're not going to believe this.
So I composed myself.
Oh.
Cleaned her up. Luckily, I missed the bath mat because I was right in front of the shower. But it was a missile. It had power behind it.
Oh,
so it shot halfway across the bathroom. It's embarrassing as hell, but I'll share it.
But
I'll share it.
Open book Dave
today.
Yeah. Dave talks about
bathroom talk. That's what happens when you run.
So then what?
Then I took a shower and everything's been good since.
Never trust a fart at your age, dude. You just can't do it. Oh
my God! I thought there was no danger.
That'll do it for this week on your pants shitting leader, the DK Project podcast. So tune in next week to get a little bit more of the crazy. Hopefully the Gophers are still winning and we're moving right along. Good luck to the Vikings on their tilt with Dallas tonight. Sunday Night Football. So everybody be sure to tune in. Tell a friend. Have a great week. Take care. That's it. That's the end.
That's a wrap.
Read the shtick.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends. If you'd like to reach out, you can use the studio line at 612-504-6500 or by email, thedkprojectpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, there's always social media at the DK Project Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.